Guys, welcome back to Crafting with Kate. This is the most requested video to show details on how to thread my needle. However, I do have a video out there. It's very detailed, but there was a step that was missing, and I did not realize it until I started getting into it and doing a lot of work on my machine, where I found that there was a part that I didn't show you guys, and I would like to show you guys today. Also in this video, I got a request about the tension, and I personally had an issue with that, so I think this will be a very informative video, and you will find it helpful because I could not find any video that explains why the tension of the bobbin thread will always show on top. I've seen videos out there. I understand now, but being a newbie, it was very hard to understand what was going on. And I think I kind of understand better. So I want to show you guys what I learned, and maybe you can message me, because I do get messages, and I appreciate you guys from sending me messages. So I do get messages wanting to know how I dealt with certain things, and tension was one of them. So I hope you enjoyed this video. So let's jump right into it and go ahead and thread the needle. Okay guys, I have this red thread. I'm going to go ahead and place it on here. And I'm going to secure it just for the purpose of this video. I don't use this when I'm sewing, embroidering on it, but what you want to do is you want to follow the numbers on the machine. We have 1 and 2. So we're going to go ahead. I'm holding the thread with this finger right here, so it won't feed too much. But I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start, and I'm going to loop it under the silver hook. Then I'm going to go up, and I'm going to follow around 2, and I'm going to head down to 3, and I'm going to loop up back to 4. So if you come close in here, in there's a little like hook. I hook it around the little hook in there, that little silver hook right there, and I bring it down to 5 right there. And then at 6 is at the end, and I'm going to go ahead and hook it around 6. So here I'm going to hit this foot, and this is telling you to drop your foot. Now in the first video I did, I just hit the foot and I looped it to 7, and I attached the thread to the needle. But this is telling you to drop this. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna drop my foot. I'm gonna hook it around 7 and up on the side 8, which is cutting off the excess thread. And then I'm gonna gently pull the level. And there you have it. It's hooked inside of the needle. It threads the needle just that fast. Let's start again from number 6. So the foot is up. We wrapped it in 6. Put it through this little split right here. Let it grip through 7. Cut it off on the back by 8. And we're going to drop the foot. And then we're just going to pull a level. And there you have it. It's threaded. So it's really, really easy. But like I said, and I mentioned before, I did not drop the foot once I pressed this button in the first video. I did not drop the foot. So make sure you drop the foot. And now you have it. Okay, so we're gonna move to the next question. It was about the tension. So I have this piece of fabric and I have my stabilizer. I use this bonding spray, and I'm going to spray a little of this on here so I can hoop it. I got my stabilizer off of Amazon, and I have my fabric from Walmart, and I have this 4x4 hoop that I'm going to hoop it to. So I'm not gonna be all perfect with this because this is just for show, to show you guys how to do the tension. So I'm gonna just go ahead and hoop that in there. So as you can see, I have a purple bobbin thread underneath, and then I have my red on top. And I did 2 different colors so you can see the tension and how the purple will not come up on top of the and show through the red. And what I like to do is I like to use a simple letter when I'm testing out my tension. And this is what I do every time before I start a project, because I don't want to make that mistake and have the tension too tight where it will show on top, and that messes up your product, especially if you're doing it for a gift or for a friend, or if you're just selling your product. It messes up. So I like to just take a piece of scrap thread and I do the letter I. I do a medium or a small so it won't be too much, and I go ahead and I'm going to set it. And okay, I don't want it in the center because, well, let's just do it in the center, but we could do some next to it. But I usually like to do it over so it could give me more room to just start I going across. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and move it over. Okay, so I moved it over. Should be somewhere in there. And okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna just go straight into embroidering it. I usually take my time, but for the sake of the video, I'm gonna just go right into it. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna change my tension. Right now, the tension is set at 4.0. I don't know if this is how all the machines are set, but when I receive mine, every time I go into a project, it sets at 4.0. So I normally, and I found with my material and the things that I've done in the past, to drop my tension all the way down to 2.4 or 2.6. I've had thinner fabric that I had to use at least a 2.0 for, but this is, I don't know if you can see, it's real thin. It's 100% cotton. It doesn't have any stretch, so it's not any stretch in it. But let's go ahead and see what happens when we do the 2.4 on this particular fabric. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna just thread out, embroider that one, that I. Okay, so that was fairly easy and simple. And here you go. You can see where there's no purple coming through. And here's the purple on the back. Now, from what I've seen and what I've been told in the videos that I've seen from other YouTubers, I hear that this is perfect tension. When you have, about 60% of the bobbin thread that comes at the bottom and a little red peek through. But as you can see here, you don't have any purple. So let's go ahead and I'm gonna tighten my tension to 4.0 just to see what might happen. So let's go ahead and put it back on. I'm gonna do it a few times. I'm gonna do it 2 more times, just with different tension. Cut that out, don't put that on there. So I'm gonna move it over so I can give it space, and we're gonna go ahead and do it again. Oh, not this one. Okay, tension. Let's do 4.0. And also, guys, you may be putting your bobbin in wrong. I did not think about that. For the subscriber who asked me about my tension, if you're watching this video, you would know what I'm referring to because of the question you asked. However, the bobbin, I did find when I put the bobbin thread in, if it was put in incorrectly, you did see the thread. And I can do a video on that too. So just message me if you want to see the correct way to put that bobbin in, because in the beginning I would just drop the bobbin in and start my project, and I did see the bobbin ribbon on top. That there is a certain way you're supposed to put that bobbin in there, so that could be it. But let's go ahead and do the tension on 4.0 and let's see how it comes out and if that's the problem. Okay, I do see a little purple on the outside of it, just from this distance. I guess you can't really see, but I can see it on my end. Right along the edge, you can see a little purple on each side. Maybe because it's the fabric, you don't really see it, but on my end, I can see it. So I'm gonna go ahead and flip it over. So maybe it looks about what and what, to be honest. But I do see maybe it's pulling a little tighter, and that's why it looks like you can see it on the side. And this was more relaxed, and this was more tension, so it's kind of like pulling tight. But again, guys, I personally put my tension on a 2.4 or 2.6 when I do my threading. But if you pan over here, you can see where this bobbin has to be in there correctly. And if you can see this little thread that's pulling across there, if your bobbin is not in like that, because you have to follow these instructions right here. But once it's in there and it threads correctly, you will see this line. And I noticed that on all of my projects that I've done, that this line, when my projects come out perfect, this line of my bobbin ribbon is straight across, and my tension is at a 2.4 or 2.6. And I don't have any issues with the bobbin thread coming on top. So I don't know if that was a great example, but that's how I handle my tension. Okay, so I guess you guys, you can walk away from this video with two things. Your bobbin have to be in correctly. You have to have your bobbin in, like I showed you, with that little piece of thread across, and the fabric with the tension. Whatever your fabric, if it's a thick piece of fabric, of course you want a thicker tension, because the tension, the higher the number are, that's how tight the thread is going to pull. And if you loosen it, depending on the thin fabric, 100% or polyester or silk, the less tension, the less pull. And I don't know if you can see the two examples. Now, this is more relaxed, and this is more tight around the edges, where it's pulling right here versus it being relaxed right there. So you want the correct tension. My machine, I put 2.4, 2.6 on thin fabric, and I make sure my bobbin is in correctly. So I'm learning like you guys, so I hope that helped. I haven't had a problem. I used to have a problem, and it was very, very hard for me to get the right tension. I watch videos after videos after videos, and I kind of figured it out on my own, I feel. But I hope this helped you a lot. Again, send me any messages, and I will be happy to answer to the best of my ability. So yeah, great guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please thumbs up and subscribe, and you'll see more videos like this to come. Thank you guys. Bye.